Hi everyone, I'm Dangerella and welcome to Backstage Beyond. In this limited series, I'll be interviewing interesting, creative, and diverse people from artists and performers to spiritual workers, storytellers, makers, and everyday people with fascinating lives. We'll talk about their work, their experiences, and little stories that don't always make it into the spotlight. So grab a drink, get comfy, and come backstage with me on Dangerella's Backstage Beyond. Hi everyone, I'm Dangerella. Today I'm here with Maryann, and I'm really excited for this conversation. We're going to talk about her journey, her gifts, her experiences, and a little later she'll even do a sample reading for me. All right, so let's get right to it. Hi, welcome Maryann to Backstage Beyond. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Maryann, and I'm from Long Island, New York, a place called East Setauket, and actually Setauket was named after an Indian chief by the Setauket Indians back then, way back then. Anyway, I've been out here in Vegas for over 40 years. I'm a grandmother and a great-grandmother to twins. Anyway, I have this gift, and I've had it since I was a little girl. I was brought up very Catholic. So back in the 50s, you don't talk about that stuff, okay? You keep everything hush-hush. Otherwise, they'll put you in a mental institution, and you don't want that to happen because actually it can happen. I kept getting these little dreams. Like one time I woke up screaming because I saw this plane burning. And in the plane, everybody was burning. They were all the color golden, and they were burning. And all of a sudden, the plane blew up. And I screamed. And my mother came to my bedside and said, "Don't worry, Maryann. It was just a nightmare. Come on, let me give you a hug, and you can go back to sleep." Well, I went back to sleep. And the next day on the news at 6:00 p.m., there was the plane that I saw, okay, on the TV.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember telling my mom, that's the plane that I saw in the sky. And she looked at me, she gave me a look, and she comes over and gives me a hug and said, "Don't worry about it, Maryann. It's just that you just have a gift." Oh, okay, Mom. Okay.
Now, was it hard to explain to people? Was it something natural that did you think that it was just something that everybody did, or?
Yeah, I was very quiet and shy when I was growing up. I had a speech problem. So I had to go to speech school, and people teased me a lot. Kids teased me a lot. So I was alone a lot. And I had fun playing because I didn't play with myself. I played with spirit. I had this little girl named Janet that came to visit me. And for 2.5 years, she did. And she told me she died in a fire when she was 5 years old. And she wore the same dress, a white dress with black shoes on, white socks. She had long blonde hair, big blue eyes. And she used to come and play with me. And around 3:30, she showed up every day. So she said that's what time she died. And she was very bright, and she kind of taught me and said things to me that was nice. And that was my friend for 2.5 years. And then after that, I started getting out more and not being afraid of my gift. So I did speak up more often, but I was very quiet and shy because I observed everything.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. What brought you to Vegas?
My ex-husband.
Vegas story.
Well, I was married at the time, and my husband wanted to move here, not me. And I was going to ask him for a divorce. And that week, I had a vision a year before that week that I was going to get raped and killed. I was driving in my car, and I was listening to the radio, and all of a sudden I had this vision. I caught myself thinking, and some guy with blonde hair and blue eyes was taking a knife and stabbing me. And I'm like, what the hell am I thinking about this for? So I shake myself out of it, get back to my song, forgot about it. A year later, my ex-husband at the time asked me to go to the store. He was gone for 2 nights, and I knew he was with somebody else. And I went to the store, and it was late, and I got out of the store, and sure enough, run into this guy. So that's what happened. And I was in shock for months and months. And my husband at the time would not pay for me to go to therapy. It was my fault. Well, hello. When you have a knife sticking in your throat this long, how can that be my fault? Give me a break. But I was in shock. I was going through all the emotions that you go through when you get raped. I was happy to be alive because I told the rapist that if he were to kill me, I was 2 months pregnant, and you're going to kill me and my unborn child. Hey, because I looked at his face. Those things you don't forget. I healed from it though. When I asked my husband to leave and got divorced, I went through therapy, and therapy helped me.
I was going to ask, how did you get through that? What
Therapy helped
that's
me
part of the
a lot.
obstacles, what had helped you triumph, get past that? What are some of the things that
Yes,
helped you?
it helped me a lot. I didn't have any respect for my ex at the time, my husband, because I was more afraid of him. Because after I got raped, he beat the hell out of me 2 weeks later because I didn't fight back. What the hell? Hello, it wasn't my fault. Okay, so but as soon as he started working, he got 2 jobs out here. I spent money and went to therapy. And it was the best thing for me because I found out it wasn't me. There was nothing wrong with me. It takes 2 to make a marriage and 2 to break up a marriage. But there was something wrong with him. And I just need to stay away from someone like that. And I started to get my self-esteem back and started telling the therapist about my gifts because they even were shocked. You had a dream, and then all of a sudden, a year later, you get this. And I go, yeah. And you had a dream, and it was on the news the next day about people burn. I said, yeah. And she goes, do you have good dreams? And I said, yeah, I get good dreams. Sometimes I'll get a dream about a TV set in my mind, and I'll get little nausea. And about 2 days later, I get this picture in my mind, California. Okay, someplace in California, they're going to have a big earthquake. It's coming. I can feel the vibration, even though there's no vibration around me. I can feel it. I just feel it coming.
Oh my gosh!
Sure enough, 2 days later, there's an earthquake. That's when you're hypersensitive. Hello.
I know you kind of touched on this a little bit. Let's go back to some of your gifts. Like, what do you do?
Okay,
so what are some of the gifts or abilities that you
many years ago, I knew that I could talk to dead people, and I didn't have to go into a seance. They just come visit me. I've seen angels. I've seen fairies, and fairies are like little beings of light. I don't know what else I could say, but I know that they do exist. Even mermaids, they're saying exist. Even Pegasus, even the unicorns. Hello. All right. And
Pegasus unicorns.
Yeah, let's go flying with Pegasus somewhere. Anyway, I just knew that I wasn't alone. There are many other people out there that are gifted like I am. We all have gifts to share. We are gifted, and we have gifts to share with the universe. Why not?
I was going to say, do you connect mainly through clairvoyance, mediumship, intuition, energy, or a mix of those things?
Mix of those things. Yes. Mix of those things. I'll be watching TV and all of a sudden I get a vision. Something's going on somewhere. And then I just don't pay attention to it. And then later on, I read it up on internet somewhere. I'm like, oh my God, I just thought about that. Wow. And, so some things that can happen. I'm very aware. I try not to be. Sometimes I just need to relax and mellow, and I chill out. And
I got to turn the off button.
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes you can be very chilled out, and all of a sudden something, I don't know, something
like an emergency operator call.
City Central operator speaking. Yes, putting you through. There you are.
Pardon me, miss. Urgent call for Maryann. Could you connect me straight away?
Certainly. Hold the line,
Much
sir.
obliged. Time's a little flexible where I'm from.
You're patched through. Go.
We need to get through. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, something happens. And I hear a noise or a poof or this and that, or something, wind goes by, and I'm like, okay. The other day I smelled cigarette smoke. Now I haven't smoked cigarettes in years. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's my mom because she smoked cigarettes, or it was someone else. And I said, okay, who's here? Somebody's here. I know you're here. I'm looking around. And I'm thinking to myself, God forbid, it's kind of good that I'm living by myself. Because if I was for somebody else, I'm like, who's she talking to?
Yeah, and it makes it easy to figure out, like those little signs and signals, and like you don't have a roommate to deal with. It's like, oh, okay, it's the other side here.
But and usually sometimes I'll get this picture in my mind or a face in my mind. It comes in, and I could actually know that there's somebody here, and I usually can tell whether they're family or not. Because if they're family, sometimes there's a cord, like something I can feel that's connected to them and me. But if it's not family, I just feel, I see them, I can feel their essence, I can feel their spirit, and then that's it. It depends. Okay, if there's something going on, because sometimes people can come through. I have a grandmother that I'm named after, Mary and Ann, 2 grandmothers. One of them I met, the Mary, and she's long gone now. The Ann never met, but sometimes I feel the Ann is the one that I feel around me. And I think, and I really believe she had gifts too. And things happened because my father was kind of intuitive too. He knew things too.
So it runs in the family, you think?
Yeah. But my mother called it prayers. She didn't call it intuition. She just said,
because of the background, the Catholic background. That's probably why she had to like kind of put a polite twist on it.
Yes.
A protected twist.
Very, and prayed a lot and said the rosary. Okay. And went to church, and that's how she was. And she said, pray for things, Maryann, then it will work. And she did pray and things worked. But you have to be specific, and you don't always have to pray. I just say, manifest it. Just say it out loud. I want this to happen. Okay. Oh, I want that. And feel it and be excited about it and just make it happen. Why not?
What are some memorable, if you could talk about it, what are some memorable moments that you may have had for readings? Yeah, what are some of the most memorable?
When I was working in a Desert Passage many years ago, I had this couple sit down, and it was I think it was her grandfather that came through. And he kept going like this because the guy was sitting over here, the client, and his wife was over here. And I kept going like this to him, like I wanted to touch his shoulder. And he goes, "Why?" And I go, "Your grandfather is telling me to do that to you." And he says, "Wow." He says, "And you're saying it's the shoulder, this one, right?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Because that's the one that he used to poke at all the time." And I go, "Really?" And he says, "Yeah." And he says, and then all of a sudden after that, I kind of went, like that. And I just kind of looked around and I said, okay. After they left, I heard his grandfather say, "You're going to win some money today." And I said to him in my mind, because I didn't want my lips to move and people walking by and think, "Oh, what's she doing? Talking to herself again?" I said to him, "How?" And he goes, "When you're on your way out, I'll point to you which machine you play, and you play it."
Gee, thanks. Right.
All right. So anyway, that day, it was a long day, and I did walk through the casino because I had to. Sure enough, I hear this loud voice, and I looked down, and it was a dollar machine, and I only had $2. And I put $2 in the machine, and I won $21. And I didn't stay there and play. I'd like, "Oh, thank you," but got the money and took off. Because I could have used that $21. But then I heard their grandfather say, "I told you so. If you stayed there, you would have won more." And I said, "No, I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to get home. I want to relax and chill." "Yeah, I hear you." So that's what I did. Never heard from him again. Okay, but it was funny.
Wow.
There was another time that I was reading. Sometimes I make people cry. I don't mean to. Because I'm like a physical medium, because sometimes they'll come through, spirit will come through, and I do things, I act like them or I mimic like them. I don't mean to. I had one lady that I was pointing a different way, like this, at her every time I talked to her. And she goes, "That was my dad. He pointed exactly the way your hands are, exactly this way. He always did that." And when he talked, it went.
Can you imagine, like, okay, this is her. We're gonna shape your hand. And we're like, okay, we gotta do it this way.
It was not like that. And she goes, "Yep." And he goes, "That's my dad. That's my dad."
Oh wow.
I've had instances where I got up and I started dancing, And they go, what are you doing? I said, your aunt always dances. She told me to go dance with her. And the client was crying because she goes, oh, I haven't thought of Aunt Lily in years. Thank you so much. That was my Aunt Lily. She always loved to dance. And I go, well, that's cool. So sometimes and sometimes I do get cats and dogs. Now, my cat, Sweet Pea, has been gone for about 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And once in a while, I'll have a client come over and I can feel her in the room. And she died in here too. She was 19 and a half. I had a client one time say, go like this. And she goes, you have a cat? And I said, yeah, I used to. She goes, you used to? And I said, yeah. I go, why? And she's laughing. And she says, I feel fur rubbing up against my leg.
Aw.
I go, that's Sweet Pea. When people came over, she was here and she made herself known. That's her. And the lady says, wow, I didn't know. I go, yes, cats and dogs have souls. Yes. So don't be surprised.
Understand too, if you really not so much put them on a pedestal, but you can help give them an identity where you just give them so much love that they become their own little person in a way, their own little fur baby.
Because family. That's a family. They're like, hello. There's like a son and daughter. They're hello. That's how they are. They're people too, just like the plants are people too. I talk to my plants all the time.
Well, they say it's good for the plants anyway to talk to them. That's the age is old thing anyway.
Yes. So another thing I do is sometimes I try to stay away from big crowds. I don't mind working in a crowd.
Oh yeah, it's got to be like so much.
I'll pick up everybody's uncle, aunt, grandma, grandpa, everybody, and it's like, oh hell no, stay away from me.
Well, May, where'd all these ghosts come from? You can hear them too?
Hear them? Can I hear them? I hear them in the morning. I hear them in the evening. They're coming into the shower. Sam, what the hell did you do to me? Did you tell every spook in the world you met about me? I got spooks from Jersey coming in here.
Jesus.
There's stuff going on you wouldn't believe. I don't even believe it.
So I put myself in a protection, like a bubble. Mm-hmm. And I'll say to God, protect me, heat and harm, and I can go out. Because otherwise I'm picking up and out of the blue. And then if I forget that, it does remind me. We all have protection around us, whether we ask for it or not. Everyone does. So it's an aura and it's an energy field. Everybody has it. And it's different colors. And this energy field, we can also protect ourselves. I put it around the whole earth. I pretend that I'm looking at the ball of the earth, and the whole earth is covered with white light.
Have you had other instances like that?
Not that much. Lately, it's been quiet because of the fact that since we had the lockdown, everybody's been kind of skirtish. They kind of stay away from me.
So, they're 6 feet apart in their energy.
Yeah, they're a lot of people are not connected. A lot of people are like, I do pick up things around people, don't get me wrong, but I don't go up to the person and say so and so says hello. Unless I'm in a room or an event and it's going on. There's other artists out there, there's other psychics out there, there's other mediums out there, then I can go up to somebody and say something. But if I go to a supermarket, are you crazy? They're going to think I'm crazy. No. I keep very quiet. I'm crazy. I think it's the best kind anyway.
What do you hope people receive from a session with you? I know that you had some other gifts and abilities you have.
People come to me for all different things, okay, all different questions. But when they leave, they're usually smiling.
Your energy feels like it's shifting, like something heavy is loosening. There's a door opening for you, new work, new people. It's gentle, but it's steady. You don't have to rush. Just be ready to say yes when it feels right.
Okay. Sometimes they had a good cry, or sometimes they just say thank you because I kind of knew all this and you gave me confirmation. And I said, of course. I've had, I used to give out these hearts all the time to people. I have this heart grid, and I give it out. If I think they need a heart, they can take a piece of the heart. And the grid is for love and sending love out around the world. Why not? I believe someday we can have a world full of love instead of hate. And that's just my belief. And I'm sure other people believe the same way too. People sometimes, when they leave, they thank you and they'll call me. weeks later, oh, this came true. Oh, this happened. Oh, you're right. I am having a little boy. How did you know that? And things like that. I said, because I see it. I had this one client who is a nurse practitioner. And when she first sat down at my table, I said to her, oh, how many children do you have? And she goes, I have one. And I said, and she goes, and a stepdaughter. And I said, oh. She goes, but I'd like to have a little boy. And I said, I know you're going to have one. She looked at me and she goes, how do you know? And I go, because I see his spirit. I saw his spirit right next to her. And I said, he's coming. And she goes, I don't know. I've been trying. She goes, I'm going to be 42. So what? My mother had me at 46. Come on now. Don't give up. Have that little son. He's waiting to come out and say, hi, Mommy.
Aw.
So within a year or two from there, he came out.
Now, you mentioned you also do numerology. I remember you do something with angel
Numerology
cards.
it's based on your birthday, and you can also do it with numbers and letters. Like A is 1, B is 2, C
I didn't
is
realize
3.
about letters. Okay.
Mhm. And that your name that you're born with would tell you something about yourself as well, and what you're here to learn. And then when you get married, you can use your married name, or you can use a nickname that you go by, Dangerella.
Even though it's been chosen for you at birth, right? Like your name,
Mhm.
right? Oh, okay. That's fascinating.
You can do, anything you want to do, you can go by. So with numerology, I find it's very accurate. It's just like astrology, except I don't need to know what time you're born. I don't do a chart, nothing. It just goes by numbers of your birth date. For instance, okay, we can go by your numbers. Okay, so you're 7, 16, and I forgot the year you're born again.
77.
Okay, 1977. So, wow, that's a lot of sevens. So we take 1977, 9 and 1 is 10, and 7 is 17, and 7 is 24. 24, 4 and 2 is the 6. We keep that there. Then we go 16, 6 and 1 is 7. That's a 7. And then we go 7 month. Okay, so 7 and 7 is 14, right? And what was the last thing? Was another 7, wasn't it? No, that was a 6. So, 7 and 7 is 4.
Sorry, I'm
7 and 6
numbers.
is
You had to have been really good with math in school because I'm just like numbers. Like what?
7 the month plus 7 the day plus 1977 is a 6. So 7 and 7 is 14, and 6 is a 20 over 2. So you're a 2 at the soul and a 7 at the face. 2 is your inner personality, and the day you're born is your outer. Everybody has 2, okay? You are the 2, but you're more like the 7 because 2s like to do things in secret, okay? And you're not really a secret person. Dangerella is not secret. Maybe the other part of you is, but not Dangerella. You're also very intuitive yourself, all right?
Yeah.
And kind of know things when it's going to happen. You are also a type of person that is not judgmental, but people do judge you. Okay. And you've had that in your lifetime. But as a 2 that you are,
That's in middle school.
Middle school. We all had that coming up. I mean, I was teased a lot so much in school because I couldn't talk right. They called me Marble Mouth. Hello. Anyway, everybody's been teased, and it's how we get through it. And it can make us or break us into who we are today. I didn't like being teased, all right, but it was part of growing up and going to school. And a lot of us, some of them were very mean.
Yeah.
And sometimes I went home crying. But I also started learning about karma. What goes around comes around. Leave it alone. It's going to come back on them someday. Okay.
Yeah, that karma saying got me through a couple of things. Like, just pull back. They'll get what's coming to them, and that you have to leave faith in that because it helps, and keeps you better under control. Well, before we go into, getting a little bit further, and I know you gave a little sample about numerology.
Well, I was going to finish the numerology. Okay, we have the 2, which is your soul number, and the 7, which is your face number. One thing about 7, one of the things you need to learn here is learning to let go of the past, because you can't change yesterday. It's already happened. So why are you thinking about it and analyzing about it? what happens when you do that, you're not allowing more things to come in
Mm-hmm.
because you're blocking everything by thinking about yesterday. Let it go. Another thing about a 7 that you kind of love to travel, and you have traveled a lot. Very sensitive, very kind you are, kind of affectionate, make a really good friend. Don't like liars, don't like people that lie, don't like
Don't have
discord.
time for it. Don't have time for the brain space for it.
Right. Love animals. Okay. And now we go, that's a little bit about you. So now every year we go into a temporary vibration for the year. So we take the month plus the day. And as a numerologist, I go by birthday to birthday. Why? Because sometimes you still can be in a different vibration when January comes. So to see what happens. So we take
Try January.
7,
Well, now I'm
right.
done drinking. We're starting the year off great.
We take the 7 plus the 7 is 14. 2025 was a 9. We have 14, which is a 5. Okay, plus 9 is 14 over 5 years. And you started that 5-year temporary vibration on your birthday of last year. And you from a 5 vibration going into a 6 vibration around your birthday. 5 had a lot to do with change. It's the year of the Hierophant, the high priest. It's a year of giving out advice or getting advice. It's a year of travel. Money can actually grow better, or you get a new job, or you get increase in finances. It's a good year of not doing your routine, kind of stepping out of routine and then making some changes. Now you're going into a 6 year that has to do with family, love, friendship, changes in your home. So maybe you'll have enough money coming in so you can do some changes in your home. Get yourself a new bed, or get yourself a new table, or buy yourself something. You know what I mean? But you'll be in a year of balance and the year of the devil. So the devil doesn't mean the devil's in your life. You can't control everything. Remember that. The only person, the thing you can control is yourself.
That's me trying to do everything. I'm like, okay, but if I can keep this balance and this balance,
so
make a robot.
Best thing for you to do is go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Okay. And then you'll be able to handle the year, this year and next year coming up. It's a year to listen to your intuition and be right on. And I believe the intuition is the God energy, the higher power coming through. So pay attention to it. It will guide you. It will help you. It will teach you. And just listen to it and trust it, and you'll be on your way. That's numerology. And when I do a numerology reading, I usually do that, and I do a chart, and I show the person how I do it. Oh, and the best days of the month for you are 2, 11, 20, and 29.
All right. So chicken legs on that day. We'll have a great day.
And with the numerology that I do with the readings, the medium comes out. So as you were sitting here, I also picked up a male around you.
Could you repeat that again? There was a glitch. Oh, interesting.
Good dresser, dressed really well. And he stands beside you.
Hang on, you're glitching again. I didn't want to miss that. Well. I'm sorry. Could you?
He stands behind you as if to say, just he's.
It was glitching, and I was missing that.
He stands behind you, as if he wants to say, "She's here. This is mine. She's mine." Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
But I have a feeling it's somebody you knew. Okay, some family member. Okay, you look a lot like him. This spirit I'm picking up behind you.
Okay.
Did you, or are you missing you as well that says hello? Okay, and now there's a dad. Did you lose your dad many years ago? Did he pass on?
Yes.
Do you have much memory of him?
A little, very little.
He tells me he's your guardian angel.
Aw. Shucks. Thanks, Dad.
But he can't stop you from getting in trouble.
I know. I try not to. That's the trouble follows me. As long as I don't make it, I know.
But he comes in as if to say he's proud of you. He is very protective. But your poor choice in men sucks.
Well, there ain't no choices right now, so
He says, but don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
I just keep busy.
Yes, we all do. Yes. Because when you get to be my age, it's harder. It's not harder. It's just you make it that way. I just make it that way sometimes. Take life not so serious. Don't be so serious. Have laughter, laugh, because it's good for the heart. And if you have a young heart, you'll live forever. I don't care what anybody says. And that's just my way of saying things. Why not? Why not? Another thing I'd like to do too is teach people about the moon. Every month we have a new moon and we have a full moon, but that will have to come another time.
But I did wanted to quick go over and ask you about your experience. Now I know you got to do a couple different events and projects and whatnot. The one I wanted to touch on with you is your experience working on Ghost Adventures, the episode. So how did you get connected with Ghost Adventures?
I was working with a friend and we were cleansing houses, and she has equipment. She's also intuitive as well, can pick up spirit, but not as much as I can. Her level was a little different because everybody's in different levels. She got asked to come over and cleanse a house, and she asked me to come along with her because I'm the one that kind of picks up the spirit. I can pick up good spirits and bad spirits.
Right.
And I said, sure. So we went over there with the equipment, and when we walked in the front door, I immediately felt something take off, and it wasn't nice. It was this black thing, okay, like smoke.
Oh, wow.
I could see it in my mind's eye. And I'm like, okay, someone does not like the fact that I'm here. Anyway, we did the house. I picked up her grandmother in the laundry room because there was a lamp in there that the grandmother gave them. After we did that house, okay, we got a call within a couple of days. Something else was going on. It got worse.
Oh my gosh.
We went back again, did it again, and I still felt that thing in the house. And I kept looking at the chimney, and I thought to myself, you motherfucker, you're in the chimney. Excuse my language, everyone. Okay, it's cold. And I believed it was invited into the house. It just didn't come in the house. It was invited. And they said, no, we didn't, because I thought of a Ouija board. They said, no. And I said, had to be invited in, and I didn't couple. And he was even put in a mental institution for a month and possessed him. And I knew the thing was not, what I kept picking up and what I was reading out of it, that I don't know if there's anything called like this, but I picked up like a half demon and half evil.
Like
It
a
was a cross
hybrid?
between that. At one time, believe it or not, the original of it was human. Unless it was, yeah.
So probably a hybrid, maybe.
The second time that we went there, everything calmed down for a while. What happened about, I don't know, a couple months later, we get a phone call. And I get a phone call, and it's from the family telling me that I have, what are you doing? You're going to get a phone call from Ghost Adventures. I go, why? And they go, because so-and-so knows so. We told them, that's nice. Really? At first I didn't believe her. Calling you in about an hour. What? I was from the staff, and they interviewed me on the phone. And I told them a little bit about myself. And I've seen Archangel Michael. I work with him when I do my houses. He's like there with me. We do this stuff together. And I had one day to get ready.
Oh my gosh.
And the next day I met Zach Baggins and his crew. And actually his birthday was the same day as my daughter's birthday, the one who is deceased.
I think he's an Aries, though,
And
right?
they're not actors. They actually know what they're doing. I thought they were a bunch of actors. They know exactly what they're doing. He's an Aries too, and we got him and I hit it off really well. In fact, the day that we filmed, it was looking in the backyard because I know he was looking because I told them. I think that, and he goes walking back there, and I said out loud to him, I said, "Hey, happy birthday, Zach." And he looked at me and smiled. He goes, "Thank you." And then the other girl said the same thing, because we were sitting in chairs in the backyard waiting. And sure enough, nothing was back there. One of the 2 episodes, it's kind of funny. They didn't put this on the film, but I kept telling Zach, okay, that I have a feeling it's in the neighborhood. It came from the neighborhood. Something in the neighborhood. And he goes, "Maryann, we can't go to every house." I said, "I know, but we can't. We have to just," I said, okay, fine. So anyway, we were in the living room, and I was trying to get the thing out, because we both realized, me and Zach and everybody, the thing's in the chimney. So I'm standing by the chimney saying, "In the name of Jesus Christ, I leave." And I was trying to get it to come out of the chimney. And the whole time I seen it, but they didn't see it. I could see this black smoke, no shape, no form, hovering above the floor. And it was dark. I mean, it was heavy. So I didn't get too close to it. I didn't want it to get close to me either. I didn't like my light, so it wouldn't get close to me either.
No, we not.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, I heard this voice say, "Get behind Aaron right now."
Oh, poor guy gets picked on so much.
Running across the living room floor. Aaron's standing there, and I go right behind him. All of a sudden, this big blob of something comes streaming out of the freaking fireplace, and it goes right after Aaron. I
Poor
knew
kid.
that thing was.
He's like a target every time. Poor guy. He's such a good guy. He's just like this big kid, but poor guy is like, he's the one that gets picked on both even the human side or on the other side. Either way, let's go for Aaron.
He gets picked on. Yep. So after that incident, we all kind of went outside to get some fresh air, and we're standing in the middle of the street. Now, mind you, it was a couple months after Christmas, and some people down the street had Christmas decorations. And it was a snowman and a Santa Claus, and they lit up. Never moved the whole time we were there, mind you. Never. It was just one of those cardboard decorations with lights. We're standing in the middle of the street. Zach turns around and goes, "Jay, do you see what I see?" "Yeah, I do." "Billy?" "Yeah, I do too." I go, "What are you guys looking at?" So I'm looking at what they're looking at, and the sign, I swear to God, there was no wind, nothing, but the sign of the snowman was waving at us like this. I go, "Oh my God." I heard Zach go, "I'm going to church." And somebody said, "I'm going with you." They all looked at me. I go, "I need a drink." I told you guys it was back in the yard. I told you it was in the neighborhood. You didn't believe me. And I went into the van and got some water, and I was drinking water just to calm down. And I'm thinking to myself, we're dealing with something really huge here. Oh boy. And it's manifesting around us. Okay. But it wasn't that strong. I think that was maybe us doing that, because people do have telekinesis. I really believe that we do. Sometimes it comes out when we least expect it.
Was there anything surprising about that experience that people wouldn't expect, or was that pretty much?
Well, another time, me and Zach had picked out a name. We both got the same name, what the name of this thing was. We both said it at the same time, which blew everybody's mind. Working with him was different, because I could feel that he's also kind of spiritual, and he knows what he's doing, but he's also an actor. But he didn't fake anything with me. I didn't pick up any fake with him. He brings
was more
in
like a natural, two Aries, and natural. Yeah.
But an actor too, you know what I mean? He's really serious about this stuff. He really does not want these things out there. He knows what he's doing, and he's very gifted as well. And working with him was a pleasure. Very nice. And his crew were very nice as well. just like a bunch of guys. That's how I felt. I would work with them again if I could. They were nice and they were funny too. And
Wow.
what's weird about the whole thing, 3 weeks after the show had aired in September of 2022, I got a phone call from the wife saying that somebody in the neighborhood did play with their child with a Ouija board. So I knew it. I said, Zach, I sent a message to Zach. I said, I knew it. And he said, I had a feeling too. Because really, there's no way that this thing just came out of nowhere and attacked the family. It had to be invited in. So you got to be very careful with Ouija boards. They let in very lower form of spirits. That's not good. And then no one knows how to send them back. That's why they're flying around. Hello. But we were slowly getting rid of them because there is an energy field around the planet now. And all this evil and all this bad stuff is going bye-byes. And good things are coming. And that's
I want to ask you to, before we wrap up, you have this positive energy movement. So quickly, just to touch on the positive.
Positive energy helped me a lot. Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt. I went through bad times in my life. I had a lot of death and a lot of stuff that happened to me. I'm not alone. I mean, it happens to other people, but it was hard. And I'm very hard-headed, and I'd like to do things myself. But I do ask for help when I have to. But anyway, it was when about 2007, I think it was, the ending of the Desert Passage, because Planet Hollywood took over. And I had a friend that I met there who from California. He was not California, from Pennsylvania, like you. And he was on his way to California. He wanted to become an actor. It was a lifelong dream. So one day we were talking on the phone, and he said, hey, I send you positive energy. And I said, I send it back to you. And then it clicked. We kept sending each other positive energy. And then I started sending other people on my phone positive energy. And then every time I thought about positive energy, I felt better. And happy things happened. And I said, wow, maybe I need to think more positive than think negative. And then things would show up, and it was a bad thing. And all of a sudden I found some positive things to think about. There's always an opposite. Light and dark, nighttime and daytime. There's always an opposite. But why can't we have more of a positive energy world? And how can we do that? Send it out. You think about somebody, send them a text message. I send you positive energy. Or you're talking on the phone with them. Hey, think positive today. Or you're on an email on your computer and you send someone positive energy. And just thinking positive, and it vibrates. And the more it vibrates, the more we can raise the light of this world. All of us can. Why not? And then we'll glow just like everyone else. Why not? I mean, it sounds crazy, and it's not easy, because especially when you have money problems, or you're not working, or you're sick, it's hard to be positive. But even if you can think about one little thought a day, that helps. And it helps to grow and think more about being positive. So the movement is about hopefully reaching all over the world in all different languages. I have this thing. Suppose someday you woke up and you're having a bad day and you got to go to a meeting. So you're getting dressed, and everything's still going wrong. Get in your car, and you still have some time maybe left to get maybe a cup of coffee.
Ooh, I have just enough time to get coffee. Let's see if I can make it.
And you get stuck at the longest light in the city.
5 minutes later.
And you're in your car, and you're just like thinking all these negative thoughts.
You know what? Work has been slow.
I don't know how I'm gonna make my rent this week.
And you happen to look up
Oh, hey, look.
and you see this bulletin board and you see these sunflowers and you see these beautiful golden light hands coming out, and it says sending you positive energy. Well, I believe it takes a second, just a second, to turn your negative thinking around to your positive thinking, and then the rest of the day goes positive. So you're looking up, you see that, you read it, all of a sudden the light turns green, you get to your meeting on time, even with a few minutes left. That's what I'm
Only a few seconds left in the game, but you waited in time to work. All right.
And
Well-
I'd like to see one in every city. Why not?
You do
Okay.
have your YouTube channel. What's the name of your YouTube channel? Is it
Positive
just simply-
energy movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if someone would like to book a reading with you, how could they get in touch?
I have an email. I have an email address. I'm on Facebook. It's Maryann, MARYANN .McCambridge, MCCAMBRIDGE at gmail.com. Or you can find me on Facebook and send me a message on Facebook. Maryann McCambridge. I'm on there under Positive Energy Movement. But if you'd like to have a party, for instance, a potluck, give me a call. I'm either $125 an hour, or like if they come with $25, they get 20 minutes for free. But the person who is hosting the party, they get a free reading for hosting the party. So I do parties too. I do events. I've done a fundraising event for cancer for someone who is a cancer survivor many years ago. That was fun. So I can do a lot of different things. I'm also a Reiki healer. So I can come to your house, or you can come to my house, and I do Reiki. I do hands-on healing. I use my body as a conduit, and the higher power comes through. Really, I can teach you numerology, medium, the clairs, clairvoyance. And maybe in the next chapter we do this, I'll teach you about the clairs.
Nice.
And how you can become a medium yourself. Or you
And
can,
the readings, though, that you can do remotely, like we're doing now, like video
Yes.
chat or phone call.
yes, I do.
Maryann, I want to thank you so much for being here, sharing your story, your insight, and your
Yeah, I
energy.
gotta go.
with us.
My battery's running low. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And everyone, thank you again for joining us. All right. Other than that, over and out.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share.